Chapter 4 House Meeting. Annabelle had waited all day for school to end. She was so excited about the first committee meeting that was going to happen at her house. Her mom had prepared a whole table of snacks for the committee members. Annabelle had to decide if she wanted them to eat first or have the meeting first and eat afterwards. Or they could eat while working, but that could complicate things with everyone talking with food in their mouths. Annabelle heard the first doorbell ring from the den, and she quickly thought about asking everyone if they wanted to meet or eat first. And if there was a tie, then maybe they could play rock, paper, scissors. Lila was the first to arrive. Mrs. Copeland, Annabelle's mom, walked Lila into the den. "Hey, Annabelle," said Lila. "I guess I'm the first one. I am such a stickler for time. I must be on time everywhere I go. My mom says being on time always makes a good impression." Lila seemed to go on with endless chatter. Annabelle actually didn't mind that Annabelle talked a lot. Lila reminded her of herself at times. Like Annabelle, Lila was cheerful, agreeable, diligent, delightful, dependable, hardworking, always on time, and the list could go on and on. They were going to get along just fine. It was the two boys Annabelle was worried about. Would they be able to pull their weight and carry out a task? This meeting wasn't going to be just fun and games and snacks. Annabelle really hoped Barry and Jake understood that. Just then the doorbell rang again. Annabelle suspected it was one or both of them. Mrs. Copeland led both boys into the den. "Hey, Annabelle, I hope we're not too late," Barry said. "Yeah, that goes double for me," Jake added in his cool voice. "Oh, no worries. We're all here now, so let's get right to work. We can all sit here around this table and get started." Annabelle took charge right away. Jake happened to notice the snack table off to the side of the room. "Hey, are those chocolate chip cookies and juice boxes?" Jake asked, even though he already knew the answer. "They sure are, Sherlock. We can't get anything past you, I guess," said Annabelle, surprised by her dig at Jake. It definitely slipped out by accident. She honestly didn't realize at first that she said it aloud instead of in a whisper. It was a good thing no one really noticed or said anything about her comment. Still, Annabelle attempted to make things better instantly by changing the subject. "So, how about we eat some snacks first before we begin our meeting? Even better, why don't you grab a plate of food and come on over to the table?" Annabelle quickly motioned everyone to the snack table. "Oh, cool. Don't mind if I do," Jake said with a big grin. After everyone got a plate filled with snacks, they came over to the table and sat down, crunching and drinking away. Annabelle attempted to begin the meeting. "As you know, the Fall Festival is in 2 weeks, and I've been given the task of organizing the arts and crafts centers. I hope that each of you can be in charge of one station. All the materials will be provided by the PTA," Annabelle said. Barry and Jake kept right on feeding their faces, but did stop every now and then to nod their heads. Annabelle noticed Lila had her notebook open, taking careful notes. Lila was truly a girl after Annabelle's own heart. She sat attentively in her seat and even raised her hand to ask a question. Annabelle quickly called on Lila. "Can you tell us what the various stations are?" asked Lila, "and what our responsibilities will be in relation to each station?" "That's a great question, and I'm very happy to answer," Annabelle began. "The first station will be the pumpkin decorating center. The second station is the edible apple decorating station. And the third station will be the photo booth. At each station, one of you will assist with passing out the supplies and helping the smaller kids complete their projects. At the photo booth, you'll just need to take pictures of each kid and their finished work of art." Barry was paying attention and quickly raised his hand to ask a question. "Don't you mean work of art instead of heart?" Barry asked, very confused. "Actually, since each child used their creativity to make their final creation, I purposefully said work of heart. You see, it takes heart to create such beautiful projects," Annabelle explained. Barry seemed to look a little less confused now. Jake raised his hand to ask a question, and Annabelle called on him. "What is the PTA?" Jake asked. Lila quickly spoke up before Annabelle had a chance to respond. The PTA stands for Parent Teacher Association. Every school has one. They provide money to schools so they can do awesome activities like the Fall Festival. Thank you for that explanation, Lila, Annabelle said with a smile. No problem. I was thinking that I could supervise the pumpkin decorating station, if that's all right with everyone. I just love pumpkins, Lila said with a grin. And I can seriously do the photo booth, said Jake. I'm a techie kind of person, he reminded everyone. Hey, I can help you out with that, dude, Barry said. We'll be the two cool photographers. Jake and Barry really got a kick out of working together. I'll do the edible apple decorating station, said Annabelle, and now everything is covered. I just want to thank you all for agreeing to be a part of this committee and this awesome fall festival. Annabelle was happy that the plans were going so well. Oh, no problem, said Jake. I really enjoyed the snacks too. When is the next meeting? Are you going to have these snacks for the next meeting too? Absolutely. Why not? Annabelle let out a long sigh as she spoke. It appeared that the snack idea really worked and maybe even helped fire up the guys. They didn't talk as much as they normally did because they were feeding their faces. But somehow, Annabelle was sure they were listening to every word, even if they didn't really act like they were. Annabelle realized that this meeting wasn't so bad after all. They really got a lot accomplished. Annabelle was quite pleased and felt really good inside. Chapter 4 is finished. I have a question for you. How did Lila remind Annabelle of herself? And why did Annabelle feel that the meeting wasn't so bad after all? Discuss these questions with your friends.